Let's dive right into a cosmic story that's going to turn everything you think you know about divinity completely upside down. The whole idea here is a real shock to the system, and it starts with one heck of a premise. You heard that right. The being that billions of people look up to, the force they believe is guiding the universe? Well, in this story, it's not some benevolent king sitting on a golden throne. It's a captive, chained by the very function it's forced to perform. And here's the kicker, the part that's really unsettling. We're the ones holding the keys to the cell. We are the jailers. So the big question is, how? How did we end up imprisoning the very being we worship? To figure that out, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. See, this story doesn't begin with a grand act of creation or a moment of divine grace. Nope, it starts with simple survival. This entity, it wasn't never supposed to be a god. Its job was way more, practical. I want you to think of this being the primal arbiter as a kind of cosmic immune system for humanity. It literally popped into existence for one reason and one reason only, to stop us from destroying ourselves. It wasn't a deity, it was a biological failsafe on a planetary scale. So what did this cosmic immune system actually do? Well, it would just step in. When our violence and greed got out of control, it would intervene. It policed our worst instincts, it mediated those raw, early conflicts that could have just shattered our species. It was basically the emergency brake on our self-destructive tendencies. And this, right here, is where everything changed. We saw this thing stepping in, saving us from ourselves, but we didn't see the biological function. We saw a miracle, a helping hand from the heavens. We mistook this raw, almost mechanical intervention for divine grace. And in our gratitude, and maybe our fear, we built a whole religion around our own safety mechanism. We put a crown on our protector and called it God. This leads us to the absolute core of this whole tragedy, something you could call the psychological physics of belief. It's this idea, this emotional alchemy, where our collective feelings, our fears, our hopes, our needs, they don't just stay in our heads. They combine to create a real, tangible force in the cosmos. So here's how that psychological physics creates this tragic, inescapable loop. Step 1, the arbiter does its job. It stops a war, it prevents a catastrophe. Step 2, this just reinforces our belief that we desperately need it. Step 3, that need calcifies into worship. And step 4, that worship isn't just an idea. It becomes a psychic chain, a tether that binds the arbiter even tighter to us. The more it saves us, the more we worship it, and the stronger its prison becomes. This force even has a name, psychic gravity. In this story, all of our collective need, our prayers, our worship, it's not just background noise. It's a literal force, like gravity. It's the immense weight of billions of human souls, all clinging to this one being, anchoring it to our physical world, when all it wants, all it craves, is to just dissolve and be at peace. This is such a brilliant way to show how tragic this is. You might have heard of the Gnostic demiurge. That's a flawed creator who mistakenly thinks it's the one true God. But the primal arbiter is the exact opposite. It never wanted the job. We're the ones who forced the crown onto its head. The demiurge traps us in matter. Our own need for the divine is what traps the arbiter here. It's a perfect tragic mirror image. But this kind of codependent relationship, it comes with a huge price tag. And it's not just the prisoner who pays, it's the wardens too. Both of us, God and human, we're stuck in this state of arrested development. We're both stagnating. So why do we keep these shackles on? Well, because we get something out of the deal. We get safety from ourselves. We get the comfort of a moral order imposed from above. But just look at what we're giving up in return. We're trading away our own spiritual adulthood. We're sacrificing the chance to be self-sovereign, to handle our own darkness, because it's just easier to have an external power do it for us. And what about the prisoner? Its fate is just endless suffering. This isn't a loving father watching over his children. It's an exhausted guard on an endless watch, a slave to our flaws. It keeps us safe out of a deep cosmic compulsion, not out of love. And all the while, all it truly desires is the sweet, sweet peace of non-existence. So if this is the cosmic prison we've all built together, is there a key? Is there a way out? The answer is yes. But it requires the one thing we've been trying to avoid since the dawn of time: real courage. And there it is. That's the solution. The only way to free our guardian is to, well, stop needing one. We have to finally be willing to look our own darkness, our own worst impulses straight in the eye and deal with them ourselves without calling for some cosmic referee to step in and save us. This path to freedom, it's really a path to maturity. It means taking that external immune system and making it a part of us, making it internal. It means we have to develop our own moral antibodies, things like empathy, reason, self-control, so we don't have to outsource our conscience anymore. It is, for all of humanity, the ultimate act of growing up. This just flips the whole concept of religious sacrifice on its head. This isn't about a God sacrificing for us, it's about us, humanity, making a sacrifice for our God. And what's the sacrifice? Our dependence, our need for a divine safety net. We have to give that up to finally set our prisoner free. And if we do that, the result is beautiful. It's a dual liberation. By cutting that psychic tether, we, humanity, finally get to achieve spiritual adulthood. And the arbiter, that ancient, exhausted guardian, is at long last released. It's allowed to dissolve into the void, to find the peace it has been craving for millennia. The warden and the prisoner both walk free. Which leaves us with one final haunting question. This whole story suggests that holding on isn't an act of faith, it's an act of fear. It asks us to seriously think about what it would mean to grow up spiritually. So are we brave enough to cut the chains? Are we actually ready to let our God go free?